welcome to Cheesehead Gardening.
Hey, we're here today to talk about containers and planting in them. We're in Jen's yard and we're going to put some different containers together.
Some of them are going to be for sun, some of them are with shade, and some of them we use succulents, and we'll even throw a few perennials in. This is one of the containers that we put together using succulents, and succulents are great because you don't have to water them all summer long. And so what you need to do is you need to get a cactus soil and then a few different succulents, and as you can see, I chose some here that were different colors so they contrasted each other. And then once I planted them, I put this pea gravel over the top, which helps to keep the soil dry, and it also helps to so that the succulents don't come popping out, and also it helps with the chipmunks.
So you have regular soil in here,
This
Jen?
is cactus soil.
Okay. So how is that different?
It doesn't absorb the moisture and hold on to it like other soil, because the cactuses, if they get any kind of moisture that stays in there, the roots will actually rot and then they'll die away.
Okay.
I would water this if it needed it maybe once a month.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, this is a sun container here. It could also be part sun. And this is one where I put the black and blue salvia in the middle, and this will attract hummingbirds. And then from there, I just put in some color opposites. And Erin knows more about color opposites than I do, so.
Well, I think you did a good job because you have, it's almost like you have the tertiary colors, which are orange, purple, and then the greens, so they all blend off, and then the red coleus. Yeah, I think it in different shapes of your leaves. So I think that's part of making a good plant container.
And part of what I do here is that I just keep playing with them. As you can see, these aren't planted yet, and I just go around and I just start sticking them in and rearranging them until I like the way that they look together.
Hey, we're over here. Jen's going to show us how to do a shade container. But before we start, our crew is growing and we now have a cameraman. And it's Jen's husband, Corey. So he's up at an angle right now, so he's really experimenting and he knows his stuff.
Now when you're putting together a shade container, there are flowers that grow in shade, like the impatient, the begonia, lobelia sometimes will. I usually try to go for the foliage instead, and I use a lot of coleus, and so I will usually put something tall like this in there, maybe some of this bright yellowy green for our contrast.
It's got a little red on the end,
and then maybe another darker color in there.
That looks really good.
And
with
then
the reds and the greens, nice.
And then I would usually just throw in maybe some of these impatiens in there. And these coleus, even though these are sun shade ones, will grow complete shade or part sun, and they get huge.
So it's okay that there's a gap of space at first?
Right, because it will fill in.
So why do they call these impatiens? They want to, be planted right away, or what's the deal?
I guess so. If you don't plant them right away, where's that one? Then they look like this. So they get a little impatient for being planted.
They need some love.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is another one of Jen's pots on her porch, and looks like she did what she said and moved some pots around. So Jen, you got a lot of color here, different height, different leaves. So what do you got in here?
In here I have, again, the black and blue salvia. I have some lobelia. I have some nicotina. This is the potato vine. This is some kind of, this is a helenium. And I have the licorice vine and a sun coleus in there.
Nice. Oh my gosh, look how frilly that coleus is. Wow. It's like this is pretty lacy, this coleus. It's like the fashionista of the pot here.
No more of that standard coleus. This is like the designer
coleus. Hey Jen, so is this a fairy garden?
It is. It's a miniature fairy garden, and this is done all with perennials. And so I have some, this is a sedum that's in here. This is one of the miniature conifers. There's some moss, and these are miniature aliens, actually.
Oh, that's cute. I want to touch that. What's
And
this?
It's a little mailbox.
No mail.
And this actually here is made out of styrofoam. It was a fish box at one time, and then I painted it to look like stone, so it's actually really lightweight. And here's some more containers that I've put together, and these are actually done with pastas, the perennials, and some annuals, so these are the impatiens in here. And in the bottom of these, to make them even lighter, I put styrofoam packing peanuts. It's a way to recycle and reuse. And with these containers, the hostas, they will survive the winter in these containers, but usually you have to put them on their side. And sometimes it's better if you put them up against a house, because otherwise if they, like the snow and the ice and everything in there, it stays, and then because of the ice, and then they'll actually rot the roots.
Really?
Yeah. So you want to usually put them on their side so that the water and ice can, and also they'll do the freeze thaw.
Yeah.
So put them on their side or cover them with leaves in the fall. Hey, thanks for joining us for another episode.
Hope you learned something new.
And hope you'll come again and watch another episode of
Cheesehead Gardening with Jen and Aaron.
And our new cameraman, Corey.
All right, Jen, where do you think we should put this one? Oh my God, I didn't mean to throw it. I totally...
Hey, Corey, wake up. We need a cameraman.